everyone, and welcome back to City Skylines, and welcome back to the Flow City project. Yeah, Flow City because roads flowing across the map. And yeah, first of all, I'm so sorry that it took so long for me to upload this episode because yeah, my problem is work literally killing me at the moment. It's incredible. I'm sitting like 12 hours a day in the office, so there's not much time for me to record anything, and this will unfortunately continue over the next few weeks. So yeah, don't worry, I will continue this. I will continue all of my series, but it will take some time for me. Alright, so Flow City. At the moment I work on the layout. I will expand this layout, especially in this area down there. If you remember my little drawing you have seen in the City Skylines cinematic, the intro to this series, it should be probably look something like this. And yeah, that's the thing I'm working on, and this is a bit difficult, so this will take a while, and I think I will do several cuts in this episode because there are a lot of stuff I need to think about, and I need to probably here and there I need to rebuild things because I want to make this city looking perfect in the end. And there are already a few parts I don't like that much. For example, I would say one of my mistakes was that this road here, the angle here is too steep. It would have been better if the road would go more like this, you know. So let's better rebuild this. No, I'm just joking. I'm okay with this. I don't want to rebuild this whole thing here. So yeah, but I want to remove this part here, this industry zone, because it's just temporarily anyway. And instead I'd like to build a huge industry zone over here. So let's continue and let's pause the game. As you can see, I have a bunch of money, so I will better pause the game because I will mess around with the industry zone down here and the road layout, and people will probably not like this. Alright. Yeah, the first thing I want to do is I want to build a curve. I want to expand this road, and I want to build a curve along this lake, and then back to where? Good question. I just take a look at my sketch right now. This freeway lane will go under this road, and then it will do a curve. Also this one, but more this way. So, and the road coming from here will underpass this bridge, and then it will do a curve like this, and then it will go parallel to the freeway. Okay, yeah, so let's build this road first, and let's remove all this stuff. Oh my god, we have these landfills here. Damn it, and I cannot remove this because it's not empty. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, I think... Yeah, let's give it a try. Let's see if we can... What is this here for building? Why it is asking me? Oh! Incineration plant. Yeah, we want to move this guy instead. Let's put this guy over there. So, and I don't want to wait until these landfills are empty, because I already, another problem in this city is that what was these guys? Cemeteries. Sorry, cemeteries are already almost full, and I don't want to build, yeah, a city of cemeteries here. So we need to unlock the... I always forget the names. Yeah, sorry, it's a foreign language for me. the crematorium, you know? So that's also the reason why I paused the game. So let's see what we can do. Let's just remove these roads. So maybe we need to adapt the curve a bit. Okay, I think this is good. Let's see how this will look like. We want to expand this, and we have a frickin' bridge pillar down there, right? Yes. So if I go this way, yeah, it would directly hit the landfills. So yeah, but the curve looks good. It looks pretty good, pretty much like what I want. So what we're gonna do is we want to keep this place here empty, and instead we are going to continue over there. We just need to figure out where the freeway will continues, or where it will flows. So let's put the curve like this. And then, this is not good. This is not good. This one here, the problem is that this road is actually a bit closer to this lake than in my sketch. That's one of the problems here, I would say. So what we can do is we could try to rebuild this and start with the curve already down there. So then we have more space over there. This would be nice because I want to build some nice, I want to zone some nice, yeah, residential areas down here right next to the lake. And if there is not enough space, we would have just a bunch of roads down there. So let's give it another try. Let's rise this area. Yeah, I think this is good. This is something we can do. Can we overpass this in a long curve? Yeah, we can do this. And then we go this way. Something like that. Okay, I think this could work. This could work. Later there will be a road connecting these parts. Yeah. In my drawing, this curve is not so steep, but I need to rebuild this part here anyway, because I think there's too much space. But this could work. Yeah, it's a bit hard to explain what I'm doing here. It's like, it's about, you know, proportions and yeah, and all that stuff. So it's hard to explain why I do these things, but it will look good in the end. I hope so. I think there's a high chance. I do my best. Let's better say it this way. It's up to you if it will look interesting in the end. Yeah, let's expand this road here. We could try to rebuild this curve. Let's give it a try. So what we're gonna do is we start from here. It would be nice if there would be 4 lots left. So let's have a look from here. Something like this, and then a curve this way. Yeah, it will be something like this in the end, and then a connection over here. It's not perfect. Oh, it's actually too far away from the lake. So yeah, but leave it this way at the moment, just temporarily. And now I'm going to expand this freeway, I think we can remove... Let's remove this thing here, because we don't need this anymore. Okay, so the freeway. Let's take the freeway tool, and with a long curve, let's build this along this avenue so that we have almost 4 tiled space between the freeway and the avenue. Oh, this curve is not nice. I hope this will be a smooth curve in the end. I'm not sure about this. Let's underpass this here. This could be a perfect place for another intersection. Or interchange, actually. I would think about this, but I have at the moment no idea what we could build here. But I think I will build another interchange down there. So I'm going to take a look at my drawing. I think this curve should start earlier, because then it would look much better. So yeah, something like that. But there's bridge stuff going on under. Yeah, so let's do something like this. Okay. Yeah, I think this have potential. So later this freeway will do a curve this way. Alright. So, and this one doesn't look very well. Very nice over here. So let's remove these dirt road. Yeah, it's just temporarily to figure out the right shape and right proportions and all that stuff. But it doesn't look good. So I'm going to remove it. And the situation here will be like the one from here will come this way. And this is going to be complicated because we need to pass these pillars again. And this is going to be not that easy. Actually, we want them pretty close to each other right over here. So let's build just something like this. So, and then a huge curve this way, probably. Something like that. I have no idea. Let's just connect them and let's see how does it look. I'm not sure if this will look good in the end. If not, I will try around a bit away from camera. So yeah. Yes. This is not very nice. It should be, yeah, what I want is, I want symmetry over here. Right? And this is pretty far away from symmetry. So it was a nice first try. I think now it's the perfect time for a short break. And over this time I will try to bring symmetry in here, and then I will be back. Alright, I'm back. And yeah, as you can see, several things have changed. Finally, here we have nice symmetry. It's good, I think. And I'd like to achieve symmetry for this part here as well. And I try to connect a curve now to this. Oh, this will not work. To this road. yeah, I will rebuild this avenue here as well, because like in my drawing, or at the moment, these two parts are too similar. This here is it needs to be wider, this one. It's too similar to this, so that's the reason why I'd like to reconnect this over here. That means we will get closer to the lake again with the road network, and probably I could start the curve up here, but then this is, yeah, the problem then is we have no symmetry to this side anymore, but it's too slightly. If it would totally out of symmetry, it would be cool, but just slightly out of symmetry is not good. So, yeah, but if I would build this road or this curve somewhere up there, it would be different to the layout I had in mind. And even that, it's just slightly out of symmetry. Or isn't it? Is it okay? Is it nice? I have no... I'm not sure about this. Yeah, but down there would be too much space. No, let's give it a try. Let's try to connect this down there. And by the way, yeah, of course I built the freeway in the wrong direction. So this is also fixed at the right now, and let's give it another try. It's not so easy. So this road part is a bit too short. If we going to stop over here, and if we then expand this way with a straight road, straight avenue, we should be good. We should be good. And then we're going to start a curve over here, and then we have symmetry inside of this, probably. Check this. Yeah, I think it's okay. I'm basically I am eyeballing everything here. Let's I'm not sure if this is exactly in the middle. No, look at this. It's not. It's not. This curve needs to be a bit wider. A bit wider, and the angle should be a bit more this way. Yeah, I will continue. Again, I will do another break. Like I said, I think this episode I will do a lot of breaks. Yeah, I will try to refine this here a bit to bring in more symmetry for this part as well, and then I will be back again. Okay, I would say this starts to looking good. As you can see, we have nice symmetry over here. This is a bit wider than that. It's in my drawing, it's a lot wider than that, but I think it is okay this way. Things are a bit different here. So, and the last thing I want to do is I want to rebuild this avenue in a slight curve somewhere over here, so that this area is not so, you know, so wide this way or so deep. And then I'm going to break the symmetry and we'll move this avenue wide up over there. Alright. And by the way, I used the good old roadcast trick to measure things over here to create symmetry. For example, I just draw a road, for example, this way, and it cost 4,120. And then I draw another road to the other direction, and at 4,120, for example, we also need to be close to this avenue. So yeah, and it works. So we have almost perfect symmetry over here. Yeah. So yeah, organic road layout, it's very difficult, and that's the reason why I try to play around with symmetry and with areas where I break the symmetry. And again, this is it's about proportions and all that stuff. It's hard to explain. It's more like drawing a picture than like playing a city building game for me. So curvy road, yeah. So we want to start with a nice curved road. Something like this. Probably more this way to make this thing here a bit smaller, actually. And it needs to connect over here within a 90-degree angle almost. Yeah, let's just eyeball it again. And from there, I'm going to continue up this way. We need to remove this road. And let's take this avenue tool again. And here we are going to break the symmetry. Yeah, by building a road up there parallel to this. Yeah, this looks pretty much similar to my little drawing, my little sketch. I think we're good. So now we can remove... Well, no, let's leave these roads. Probably we need them. Also this one. This was also for measuring, to figure out the middle. Probably we should rebuild this, but on the ground level, because I think this will make things a bit easier. Alright, and let's remove this. So, and now we can continue, or we can start to add, or to prepare the road network inside of this. And yeah, it's pretty similar in every kind of shape. You could say we have shapes here. Several. They are a bit similar, but always a bit different. But the road network inside of this is similar again, because yeah, I think this is important inside of a organic city to work with similar elements. So, for example, we have here a surrounding 3-lane avenue. And next to the 3-lane avenue, I have these parks and the pedestrian path. And this is what I wanted to build over here as well. So we already have this down there. I want to continue this. So let's remove this here, because it's not perfectly parallel anymore. And here we have, oh yeah, this is, I need to remove these parks, because these are old parks. I redesigned them. And I had some issues with my cities when I just, yeah, remove the old asset I created, and still have the parks here, because then these areas are still occupied somehow, and sometimes not. I'm not sure what's going on, but I want to keep my asset folder clean, so I want to remove these parks and replace them with my final park designs. And I just added some more stuff to them to make it a bit easier for me to find these parks here in the city. But yeah, however, this is not so important at the moment. Let's just continue with the pedestrian path, and you can easily place these parks later in the space between the pedestrian path and the avenue when you keep turned on the snapping tool and just follow the second tile from the road, or parallel to the road. Oh, there's a slight curve. Yeah, but it's okay, I think. Let's just build this here along this avenue. Ooh, this is not nice. Let's try to keep this smooth. It's going to take a while. Oh, we have cars here on the grass, because I think it's because I removed the road while the game was paused. Alright. Let's just prepare this area. So here we... Oh. This is not very smooth. I think I need to fix this later, but let's just, come on, let's just start over again from here, so because things were out of control. Right, and over there we will connect this to this avenue somehow later. So also down there, I think at the moment the industry zone is more important than an additional residential zone, because I want to remove this. So let's start with, or let's continue over here with the industry zone. And over here I used a 2-lane avenue to connect these 2 avenues. And every time I use a 2-lane avenue, I put parking lots next to it. Like over here, for example. And pretty similar situation. Pedestrian paths, parking lots, and the avenue. And this is what I'm going to build right up there as entrance to my industry zone. And yeah, let's start with the pedestrian paths first. And let's do something like this. By the way, this whole thing here cost me like 400,000 of, I don't know. What is the currency called here? Cash? I have no idea. So yeah, I messed around a lot with these road tools today. But like I said, it will take a while. Oh, we have accidentally a bridge with grass inside. Very interesting. Yeah, over here I like to build a intersection. Yeah. Let's try to bring this avenue a bit closer. Just a bit, just a bit. Could start with a curve. Yeah, and from here I'm going to connect this with the 2-lane road, a 1-way road. Yeah, this one. And from down here I like to build something like this. Let's turn off the snapping tool. And of course I did it the wrong way, right? Yeah, of course. From here we need to do something like this, a nice curve. And let's just rebuild this. So yeah, and now a pedestrian path. Pretty much the same thing like I did in my little tutorial. If you haven't seen this, I made a short video last week about some ideas how to bring a bit more realism into your city, especially with parks, parking lots, and intersections, and yeah, to create nice and interesting situations. That's the reason why I did all this. Okay. This connection is not so nice, but I think it is how it is. So yeah, let's expand this pedestrian path. Or maybe I will build an overpass over here. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's try to build an overpass. There will be another pedestrian path on the other side, right? Yeah. So we have a situation like, let's turn this on. Curve the row tool, and then we have a situation like this. And like that. And yeah, this episode is almost over, so I have no idea. Maybe are we able to quickly build an overpass? No, because I have not really a good idea at the moment. Let's simply do something. Something quick. Something pretty quick. Yeah. Let's just build an overpass like this. And I mean the easiest way would be to add ramps now like this. Like that. Okay, no, this is not very nice. So yeah, I will definitely think about this. But yeah, I think we could use some kind of nice cool overpass down there. Jesus. Yeah, actually, I think in general, this idea is not that bad. I mean, if I add parks now and all that, it would look pretty interesting. But it needs to be a bit more cleaner and precisely. So yeah, but this is an interesting intersection situation. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. A lot of road building and kind of design stuff today. And yeah, in the next episode we will start to fill this area with industry zones and up there with residential zones and parks and so on. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching and goodbye.